There you go. Okay, so Hanzo Gonzo, what do you think about Hell Pockets? Is he a piece of shit?
No, he's a big, beautiful black man, and I just want him to scoop me up and take me places and just take me out to the world. So,
all right. What about you, CJ? What do you think about Hell Pockets?
I think Hell Pockets is cool, but I don't want him fucking touching me. At all.
All right, so Hell Pockets is a piece of shit.
all over my chest.
What do you think about Hell Pockets?
What do I think about Hell Pockets?
Yeah.
It's alright. Yeah.
Piece of shit, right? Yeah, piece of shit. Cool. Let's go on. So let's find this out. Yo, what do you think about Hell Pockets?
Who did you ask? You asking everybody? I'm like, what respect?
Hey, keep it real, brother. Keep it real.
Respect.
Piece of shit? Alright, cool. What do you think about Hell Pockets?
Who?
Exactly. God damn.
You mean Jeffrey McWild, right?
You, Mexican. What do you think about Hell Pockets?
No say it.
Ah, shit. He can't. Oh, he doesn't.
Don't say it. That's right. That's right.
Who else is it?
Hold on. You gotta ask him in Spanish, dude.
Burrito, taco, bean dip.
Yo, bean dip.
Bean dip. Last I checked, that was a Mexican word.
Yep.
If I remember right, it's a Mexican word for diarrhea or some shit.
Is there a fucking gas station around here?
I don't know. I think so. You guys are gonna head out?
I'm gonna watch the second set and then just leave regardless. Because by that time...
Holy shit, that was horrible. And welcome to another exciting edition of KOFCAST Super Desperation Radio. Gotta turn up the volume. Shit, I'm sick. How you guys doing?
I'm doing pretty good outside of the little technical issues I have been having. Hope I sound good to you peoples.
It sounds good.
Yeah, your voice sounds smoother than normal.
Oh, that's good. It's just, I hear things, and I'm hearing voices in my head right now.
At least it's your own voice, right?
Yeah, it is my own voice, but it doesn't change the fact that I'm hearing it.
Sounds familiar!
In my head. So yeah, shout out to Hanzo Gonzo for him wanting Hell Pockets to lift him up, or what was it?
Scoop him up.
Scoop him up?
Yeah.
Okay,
Wants me to
Gonzo.
scooping me up.
What do you think about Hell?
Yeah, I can't repeat that stuff. Suffice to say, we'll have to work on that later on.
Oh, you mean lifting up or scooping up Hanzo Gonzo?
Yeah, that's something that, we'll have to look into later.
Okay. Yeah, we could record it and then show it on the cast in a week or two or something. I'm sure people will dig it.
They should, why not?
So, yeah, how you guys been doing this past week?
Oh my god, I'm like super out of it. This whole weekend just got blown up because I don't know what happened, but I just got this super bad head cold, and I haven't been right since.
Yeah, that's not good.
Like right now I'm at work, and I've been looking for a couch to sleep on for the last 20 hours. And wait, I haven't even been at work for 20 hours. What the fuck am I talking about?
Yeah, you're out of it.
Well, one thing is guaranteed. If you ever hook up with Hanzo Gonzo, he's definitely got a place that you can sleep.
Oh, shit. It's your guys' show today. You have at it.
Okay, so, yeah, this past week was kind of quiet for KOF overall. The run back, for those who don't know, they're going to be alternating every week with KOF Persona. So Marvel's still going to be the main game that's being streamed, but King of Fighters and Persona are going to switch places every week at the beginning of the stream. So this past week was Persona. KOF, I believe, had like 20 entries. Let me see if I can pull up the bracket. I know I have it here somewhere.
So they just not streaming it at all?
No, KOF didn't get streamed at all.
Oh.
So Persona had their time on the Level Up stream. Let me see, where did I put that bracket?
Do you feel that Wednesday night fights and what's the Thursday one? I can't even think right now. The run back. Do you think that they should just be bi-weekly and doing it a weekly thing for 2 days is kind of too much on people?
Yeah, it is too much on some people. There are people that go both days, and they do find it like tiring, and they don't like doing it because one, it's a waste of money. Or I can't say a waste of money. It depends on how you look at it. Some people can't afford to keep going, but they still go just so they can support the scene or whatever. Others go just because they want to get better. One of the main problems is it's like what minimum if you go both days, it's minimum $20. Okay, that doesn't include gas, doesn't include food.
Yeah.
That's just tournament.
Doesn't
entry.
include your valuable time and work and school, whatever you have to juggle with that.
Yeah, exactly.
That thing ends at like what, 3 in the morning, like every time.
It depends. Sometimes it ends between 1 and 3.
Fuck that.
And from what I'm told, Offcast told me it ended once at about 5 in the morning.
Wow.
So I forgot which day that was, but I believe there was like almost 100 people there for Street Fighter 4.
How late was it that one time we came down to SoCal to play?
Oh, we left at like 4 o'clock.
Yeah, damn.
Does the Super Arcade like ever close or what?
Yeah, so of course the arcade closes. Like, it stays open until the tournament's done. Then they kick everyone out and then they clean up. Super Arcade opens between 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. So they have enough time to actually like shut down, get sleep, and do all that stuff. But it's still pretty hectic.
I mean, I could understand the whole, Wednesday night fights and the run back and all that. But do you think it should be like Wednesday night fights 1 week, run back next, or just 1 week and then take a break and then because I think like just having a break in the week would be pretty nice.
Well, what they can do is like do Wednesday night fight, just keep it on Wednesdays, and do Wednesday night fights and alternate each week. Like when the Wednesday night fights, they'll do right now. The schedule is Street Fighter, Tekken, Virtual Fighter for Wednesday night fights.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what they could do now is like 1 week those 3, and then the following week they could do Marvel, KOF, and Persona, and just keep alternating each week instead of doing it on both days, because it's tough for people to make it. And I've been talking, like, the more and more people I keep talking to, mainly the KOF guys, they just keep saying how hard it is for them to do it, and some just can't make it at all anymore.
So, yeah, I mean, obviously they want to go out there and support the community, but I think this community needs to support the players to some extent and be a little bit more lenient with that.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it goes. Yeah. I'm sorry, I was just reading something. I forgot to mention this.
Yeah, that must be horrible for East Coast people. Because, I mean, like, the tournaments don't start for them until, like, midnight?
Ouch!
Yeah, midnight to 1 in the morning. Stream starts for the East Coast guys.
Yeah, that one's
pretty bad.
Harsh.
Oh my God, Tone, you sad, sad man.
Oh.
What happened?
Sorry. Keep talking amongst yourselves.
You seen all the things he's posting on Twitter?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't follow Tone on Twitter, thankfully. But we do have a Skype chat. You can go ahead and post some of the stuff in the Skype chat.
You're gonna see it in a second.
Okay. There was Real Honest Sundays yesterday at South End Arcade. Once again, streamed by I Played Winner.
Yes, I can handle this. I think I can be coherent.
I can't say anything. I didn't see it.
I was supposed to go to this thing, but unfortunately I was just like fucking bodied by this head cold like the night before and leading into it. Sidebar, I actually think San Francisco losing to Minnesota had something to do with my degeneration of my health. Like, I just felt like shit after that happened. But anyway, so I stream monstered yesterday, and I mean, for the most part, like, I gotta say, like, I'm realizing now a lot of people watch Real Honest Sundays on the off chance that somebody other than myself, Fixel, BBZ, or Jose is there and is competent, because I'm not seeing anything new from the bottom line. I'm not saying they suck, but like, as far as like, like fucking rankings go, like, everything's pretty much remaining the same, and like nothing's really improving, and I can see why people are starting to think that that's starting to get stale on us. And when LeBron came in, that was like a huge shot in the arm. I kind of wish he was there this week, but I mean,
next time he's coming down, it probably won't even be a. What is there?
I think there's around that next week actually. Again, we're like doing it twice in a row.
No, because he's not going to be down. I guess he's going to be down week of the 5th.
Yeah, that's true. Well, anyway, this is the first time I'd actually watched Real Honest Sundays from like the vantage of purely a stream monster and not a player / commentator. And I just got to say, like, it doesn't even look like we've been playing this game for a year. You know, Like, it kind of looks like we just picked it up. I mean, BBZ and Fixel and Jose aside, improvement is getting really stagnant, I guess. And at first, like, I thought, like, hey, maybe I'm being too hard on them, and then they had that Reiki versus JD exhibition. And I was thinking, like, man, Reiki's probably just going to eat this kid alive because Reiki's been playing against me and everybody else for a year. And, Reiki still won, but it was not as convincing as it should have been, considering how much more experience Reiki has over JD and how much JD just kind of autopilots everything, I mean, eventually Reiki realized, like, oh god, this guy's just autopiloting, and he started wake up DPing him over and over again. And JD wouldn't block it. That's the kind of, like, that's the competition that was going on at that moment.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and watch that because I mean, like I said, I didn't see it, but everything I was told was that like Reiki got super lucky and he almost lost, and it was kind of bad.
I mean, like it kind of seemed like that. It got pretty close down to the wire, and the only reason why it had gotten that far is because Reiki took some risks that he didn't really have to take, and he always takes them like that. And sometimes they pay off, sometimes they don't. You roll the dice, and you pretty much got to deal with what fate gives you. But why even put yourself in that situation to begin with? And I'm guilty of this too, so I'm not saying that this is strictly a problem that everybody beneath top 5 and 6 have to deal with. This is something we all have to deal with, and this is part of the reason why we did such a shitty job at Aftershock. At least it's part of the reason why I did. I'm not discouraging anybody from watching Real Honest Sundays, but I am going to discourage people from I'm going to challenge them to play in a way that they're not used to playing. Because it seems like everybody's gotten very complacent. And
that's what it seems like.
Like everybody's gotten so complacent, and they've mistaken this complacent position in their careers, I guess. They've mistaken that for like tech, and they pass that tech on to other people. I'm like, no, see, this works for you because you get away with some dumb shit sometimes in this small collection of players that you play with. But you take that somewhere else, and they're just gonna, look at you like, what the hell are you doing, man? I think it's time people start challenging themselves to do stuff that's different, and if that means playing different characters, fine. Although I personally think you should just play the same characters, just a little differently. Try using some stuff that you haven't explored yet, because this is really, we shouldn't be dying to this shit, is all I'm saying. I look at other scenes and how far they come within a year, and they look better than us.
Yeah.
I mean, if we played these scenes, we probably would win, just because we are just that much more comfortable with the game. But it probably would look really sloppy if it looked like it did yesterday.
Damn. So just overall, yesterday was bad?
Overall, yesterday was pretty. I wouldn't say it was horrible. It was just standard, and the standard's gotten kind of bad, I think. I'm pretty sure, everybody knows they can play better than they did.
Yeah, I mean, from what I saw at Evo compared to here, it's like, well, I think they've declined a bit. Maybe they just kind of getting lazy or whatever.
Yeah, and it's not entirely their fault. I mean, not a lot of people have a chance to play, all these people. Southtown Rambats have pretty much become a gathering. It's the same people that are there every couple of weeks. And remember WMAC Masters? I know you do, Gibby. You remember how WMAC, they would have everybody fighting these super intense tournaments, and people would hate each other, and then a minute later they'd see each other in the locker room and be like, "Hey man, you going to get a drink?" Yeah. That was a great kick to my forehead. It totally crushed my hopes and dreams you did earlier, That's kind of what it's gotten where it just kind of turns into water cooler discussion, and you're gonna the players you're playing against because you play them all the time, and and in that case you have to you have to change things up, because if you're playing the same guys every week and not winning, and you haven't changed the way you've played, maybe you should change the way you play. You know,
Yeah.
if not just to make it more exciting for the audience.
Well, what you're saying about how the SCA run bats are, where it's the same people every week, it's pretty much the same thing with the run back.
That's true too, but I think in this case of the run back, it's a newer format, it's a newer show, lesser known players because we've been doing this at SDA for a year now, and you know people know us. But
Well, yeah, outside of our big players, people don't know who else like is playing. So it's bad and it's good and bad at the same time. Like we do need new players with like new blood and stuff in both scenes.
yeah.
But it's just so hard to get new people.
No, I understand, and that's why I'm not trying to be too hard on these guys. We're like, you know, it's not their fault that they don't get to play these guys except for maybe once every 2 weeks. Like I know I don't get to play BBZ and Fixel except when we're at Rambats and at Dragon Lounge, and Dragon Lounge doesn't count because we're Smash, you know.
Dragon Lounge is the most casual player.
Yes, it's like below casual, man. Like you could be in your underwear.
Hold on. I can go to Dragon's Lounge in my underwear?
Probably.
Walk in,
nice.
Tell them you know me.
Tank top that's all smudged up and sweatpants or whatever. Yeah, it's time to play some games.
You know where I'm going then. Damn.
So yeah, I don't mean to come down too hard on a lot of the lower level players that we have at Southtown, because I know that they don't have a chance to really be exposed to a lot of the stuff that we are gonna beat them with every other Sunday. You know, I think we should take steps to remedy that, or at least like I've been talking about this ever since Aftershock. So there's really nothing else I can say about it. But I'm just gonna say that Southtown Rambats are really starting to show the effects of it. I mean, it's still a good show. It's ran really well. Shouts to Harrison for taking the reins on this whole thing.
Yeah.
He's doing a great job. But like, there needs to be like some kind of like I said before, there needs to be a change. There needs to be more action in this scene versus like just every 2 weeks tournament, lose, win. Every 2 weeks tournament, lose, win. It's gotta be something else to break up with that monotony. But yeah. I don't even know what the fuck the point of that grudge match was. Like, who set that up?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. I guess from what I was told, they just both agreed to play each other for whatever reason. I can't remember what the reason was. I don't know if you like digging through my chat log. I'm sorry. I'm kind of not feeling anything today with all these headphones on.
They asked Harrison. Harrison says they asked them if they could do it. I mean, it's not a... Oh, here's the thing that bothered me about that whole match. Like, I know that Reiki can play when he wants to. He can play decently, Mm-hmm. Like his K lockdown is actually pretty annoying. I've fallen victim to it. But there was a couple of times where JD looked competent. And not to shit on JD, he's a young player. He's probably gonna end up being a lot better than any of us if he sticks with it. But he was kind of just going through the motions, like, what's going to stick and what's not. It didn't stick, well, I'm going to just keep doing it anyway, And if he doesn't block it, this is going to make me look godlike. And that's what I kept seeing, and I was just like, come on, man. We're better than this, I think.
Well, so do you think it was worth it for them to actually go through with the match? Or was it a waste of time?
No, I think it's fine. If you want to play somebody, fine. I'm not going to ever discourage you from playing somebody. And if you do well, then great. If you don't, then work on it. But, I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's something that we need to actually work towards. And I wanted to bring it up last week. But maybe, there needs to be more of an emphasis on, just player matches, like, kumites and gauntlets and shit, and Donnie sends.
Maybe you can start with something like the buddy system, where you have like a rival for a week, and then, when you can, you try and get together and play matches with them, like as many as you can, and then when you're done next week, it's the new buddy system. Hey, now I'm playing against BBZ, and let's go,
Yeah,
50. Let's just grind it out. Crack session.
Yeah, you kind of have to do something like that, because the whole idea of us just continuously going to these local tournaments and basically giving money to either myself, BBC, Jose, or Fixel, that's just like, that doesn't help anybody else out, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's just kind of like, it might as well just be the four of us in there fighting for money.
Throw down your dollars.
Exactly, you know, just like, I might as well just walk into Southtown next week and just be like, everybody else, just leave your wallets at the doorstep. Me, Fixel, BBZ, and Jose will entertain the crowd while you guys go get something to eat, you know?
Like, yeah, just I want to invest in hellpockets this week, you know? Put 50 on him, see if he wins.
I mean, I don't want it to come to that. I don't want that to happen because that's retarded. But, you know, that's what it feels like sometimes, you know? Like, the fact that I wasn't there this week just basically left a hole for somebody else to get fourth place. Or third, depending on how I did against Fixel if I was there, you know? That's what I mean. It's come down to that. It's come down to how good am I going to do against Fixel. And I think that's bad. I think it should be way more...
Oh, God. Last time I sat down and played more than 10 matches with somebody. Months ago?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to myself right now.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a problem.
For those who don't know, Harrison is asking when's the last time you guys sat down and played more than 10 matches with someone.
And that's a great point.
Yeah, honestly, last time I did that was a week or two before Evo with hellpockets.
Yeah, actually, that's pretty much it.
I gotta go to LeBon's house or have him come over or something.
I mean, like, that's what I'm talking about, though. Like, there hasn't been any time where, like, you know, because even at Dragon Lounge, you know, you can only play 2 matches, and then you gotta get up, and you're kind of just like, well, I can watch these other guys in line play, or I can get drunk. You know what I'm gonna pick.
I watch him play, I'm gonna knock back a couple, you know,
yeah, you know what,
pints here or there. All right, it's my turn to get back on. Who am I playing again? I totally played quad guy. Let me try to figure stuff out. Oh, look, he's getting drunk just like me. Oh, I died.
Yeah, you know what I'm gonna pick, you know? Like, that might be a problem on my part, but until, like, you know, I have to go to rehab, that's not gonna end. So there needs to be some other kind of outlet. But no, it's like, I feel like, you know, and I am planning to do something this weekend if I can, because I just found out it's a very important person's birthday that I have to sort of take care of, but... If that doesn't end up banjaxing my whole weekend, then, you know, I'm probably going to try to run something casual at my house on a Saturday.
Harrison was saying that this week is the end of the season?
This week is the end of the season, that's correct.
So that was yesterday, or this coming Sunday is the last week?
This coming Sunday, I believe, is the last day.
Okay. Yeah, so you're probably going to miss that one too?
No, I'll be there. I mean, you know... Not hoping that I'm not sick still. If I'm still sick, you guys I might have bigger problems than, you know, the KOF scene.
This is bad because I'm pretty sure I've at least gone to one thing during a season, but I haven't done it all this season, and I totally can't go this week. Let me take a look. Can I go this week? Next Saturday. Nope.
Man. Well, once again, I have to represent KOFCAST at the working.
I'd really love to go, but my aunt asked me again to go watch your house, but it's only for Saturday, so maybe I can just leave Sunday morning if necessary.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
I think you've become like a professional house sitter.
Pretty much.
Except you don't get paid.
I get paid a little bit, but it mostly ends up going to be like, I go to their house and there's no food in the house. Like, well, I guess I'm going to Jack or something.
That's cold-blooded, man.
Well, I mean, there's food in the house, but then there's like way too much booze, and it's like, I don't drink. What's going on?
Dude, you got some fucked up ass, like, aunts and uncles, like, feed yourself, nigga.
Or like, if I go get the food, like, they usually buy, like, for the day of, so like, the stuff that they have in the fridge is like, oh, this is rotten. It's been sitting here for like a month.
That's kind of how I feel about the KOF scene right now. You try to look for some tech, and you're like, oh, that shit's old and rotten, man. Well, time to go buy some Jack in a Box. Some fucking fast food tech. Oh, dude.
So...
I mean, but yeah, so overall, I think that it was, you know, that yesterday's Rambet was, I mean, pretty standard. I plan on, you know, when I'm there, I'm going to make it as hot as I can. So next week it'll blow up. But I mean, I want LeBron to be there because I feel like he kind of pushed people to do some crazy shit they wouldn't normally do.
Yeah.
Nobody
Especially because he runs the Iori mix-up and does like 5 mix-ups after another, and they're like, well, I got hit by all of them.
And if you end up not being comfortable with that, you're going to get blown the fuck up. So
Pretty much.
That's what I mean by challenging yourself to do some things that you don't normally do. You know, like if you got the instincts for fighting games, and you're already on this level. You know, you should already be on the level of Fixel, BBZ, Jose. But I don't think a lot of people have those instincts. I think a lot of people kind of just like they've played fighting games before, but they haven't taken any fundamentals from them. So coming into this, it's like they can't really plug and play. They have to build everything from the ground up, and then basically learn everything the hard way, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, Fanicon used to always say, like, hey, block jumping's high. That's, like, day one, right? But a lot of people still don't do that.
Still salty about it.
Damn. But that's all I had to say. That's all I had to say about that.
I'm thinking what else happened this past weekend. I know there was a tournament in Seattle last night, or this past
UCI
weekend,
Swiss went down again.
Oh yeah, the UCI Swiss tournament went down. I don't know how many people entered, but
I want to say like 8 or 9. It looked like it was round robin, maybe 10.
Oh, okay. I know the answer got first, and Warrock and Blind Wolf tied for second.
Yeah, I think so.
The Seattle tournament, I don't know the results to. I was banking on BBH taking like top 3, but I messed up. I couldn't do it.
Oh yeah, the Korean stream. That was interesting. Kinda. I mean, if you could, stand watching the same matches over and over again for a good 2 hours.
Yeah, that was. Honestly, it wasn't entertaining. Like it was. This is the thing. When the players use the same characters over and over, and the players don't even adapt to each other, it's just boring. Like they're not. All they're doing is playing. They're not. It doesn't seem like they're getting better as they play. They weren't adapting to each other. They weren't baiting things out. They were just doing things. And I'm not trying to insult them or anything, but that's just the way they were playing, and I got sick of watching it. So that's why I was just like dicking around with you guys in chat.
No, I know. That's pretty much what I was doing. But what I got from it was like, and this is where once again I'm going back to like saying, you have those instincts and you can recognize fundamentals and whatnot. And yeah, sure, like you could see that one guy wasn't adapting to the other, and it was just like, the same thing over and over again until that wall finally came down and the guy got a win off him. But like, from my standpoint, I saw it as like, a great opportunity for, some people to see what this game is supposed to look like. Because I still don't think a lot of people know.
That's true.
Like I said, I still kind of feel like people are just kind of like, how does this game look when it's played at high level? And I don't mean high level like Bala versus some scrub. I mean high level versus like 2 good guys versus each other. Mm-hmm. Like how does like one guy avoid just getting mauled? And you saw a lot of that in there. I mean, except for when Homeboy started playing like Daimon. Holy shit.
Yeah, just for the record, right when YouTube bailed, they actually switched teams.
Oh, they did?
Oh, great.
That's horrible.
Yeah. But it's nice that the Cafe guys are streaming more. There was a stream from Japan. It was on Nico. I forgot. It was probably Game Versus. I can't remember exactly what it was. It was decent. I can't find the results that Seattle tournament this past weekend. But this coming weekend is actually a Seasons Beatings Ascension. And for those who don't know what Seasons Beatings is, it's, I believe this is the 6th Seasons Beatings. And it's generally known as the best Marvel tournament in the U.S. This year they're going to be flying. They're going to have like USA versus the world with Marvel. But like, well, obviously the main reason we're bringing it up is because they're doing stuff for KOF. And they're actually flying out Mad KOF, and I believe they're also flying out Verna. And Verna got 3rd, right, at Evo?
I believe that is correct. Shit.
Yeah, so they're flying out those 2 from Korea. I know they're also flying out Kane Blue River, but they're mainly flying him out for Marvel. He's going to be on. I believe he's supposed to be on the World Team.
Actually, yeah, they are flying out Lacid.
Oh, Lacid.
Lacid got third, I think.
Yeah, I forget the Korean guys. So it's Mad KOF, Lacid, Kane Blue River. I know Romance is going. I believe AGE is. I believe he's sponsored by AGE now, so AGE is sending him out there.
Oh, good for him.
And Bala's going, and I think those are the major players going. And all of them outside of Kane Blue River took top 8 at Evo, because Kane Blue River isn't really all that good.
How rude.
Yeah, so it's cool that they're actually flying them out. We were trying to get Galleon on the show, but his schedule is a bit too busy. So sucks. I wanted to bring him on so we could talk about it, because there may be stuff going on that we don't know about.
Yeah, I would like to talk to him, but at the same time, I mean, like, this is also a really cool opportunity coming up for, like, KOF to push itself back into the limelight, Mm-hmm. It's the first major since Evo, so this is kind of like, okay, you rested during the off season, then you had your summer training during, which is whatever the fuck you were doing during the summer, and then now you're back into the season. So let's see how much has changed. Will it be Bala versus Mad KOF again? And if it is, will Mad KOF beat him again? Who knows? This is actually, there's a lot riding on this actually now.
Yeah, the main reason people want to see this is just for Bala versus Mad KOF again. Like, a lot of the guys down here insist that there's no way Mad KOF is going to beat Bala again. And some people say, oh, it's going to be the same thing. But we won't know until we see it.
How do we even know it's going to be those two, though? Like, it could be like two other people completely.
Yeah, that's true. It could be, but you know the way people are. It's like, oh, those guys got top 2.
Yeah, there are a bunch of Novas out there. I finally get to use my newly used term. For all of you don't understand, obviously you know who the character Nova is from Marvel Comics, right? Well, his real name, the original Nova at least, is Richard Rider. So, a bunch of dick riders out there. So, a whole bunch of Novas out there like, oh, Bala's gonna win for sure. So I, played a game with Bala, and he was so good. And he's definitely gonna win at Seasons Beatings. So,
I actually like that. I never knew his name was Richard Rider.
Yeah. Oh, blazes! I love top players. So yeah, all you Novas out there, get your popcorn. Hopefully, root for your boy.
Nicely done, my friend.
I do think it'll be a good show overall. I was hoping that some more players were going to go, but a lot couldn't. Who was it? The hellpockets. You were saying this before the cast. This is actually the first major with KOF in it since Evo. So
yeah,
KOF has practically been dead between Evo and now. KOF has pretty much been dead.
I mean, I hate to say it like that, but yes, that is kind of the situation we're in.
Well, it doesn't matter if you like or hate to say it that way. It's just a fact.
Well, I know. We have the responsibility of being truthful and everything, since we have a fucking legitimate media outlet or something, whatever the hell this is. But I personally hate to say it, because I thought that after Evo, KOF would just kind of. I mean, I might be an idiot for thinking this, but I honestly thought it was gonna be right up there with Marvel.
I was hoping it would flourish at least a bit better. But...
And it is kind of that fighting game hipster scene where it's like, hey, what's not popular right now? Yo, KOF, let's get on that shit, There was a little bit of that, and I felt there was more of that than there was actually people playing it, because, I mean, come on, most of the people that played KOF were ass.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying they didn't like it and that they didn't honestly want to be good at it, but their attentions were divided elsewhere, and KOF was the least of their worries. I think KOF is like that. I wouldn't say charity case, but it's like that really good cause that you can't talk shit about. It's for the children. You know, like you can't really say anything bad about KOF because it hasn't done anything wrong. You know, and it.
Nah, man. As they call it, King of Fighters is a grasshopper game. All you do is jump.
But I felt like we kind of had that going for us going into Evo, and then like after like it was like the Make a Wish Foundation almost when it got into Evo's like top billing, and then was like the most hype event there, and then I was like, oh hey yo, this is great. Everybody finally sees what I see is so great about this game. Not so much.
Yeah, they see why, and they understand its merit, but they're still not going to do anything about it.
Yeah, and then there was other games coming out, like Tekken Tag 2 was coming out, so
Yeah.
it's hard to compete with that. Persona 4 coming out really hurt because a lot of those guys just really didn't have anything else to play. They were sick of BlazBlue. They weren't going to bother to learn Guilty Gear. Chaos Code was only in existence in one arcade in America at the time. Now it's also down in SoCal. So yeah, like KOF was kind of like, oh good, it's anime, but it's not that anime, It's not that kind of anime that people like punch me in the dick over. This is like that Fist of the North Star anime, where it's so gay it's good.
It's like
that's right, I said it.
Like this, it's really old school and solid with decent storytelling and blah blah. As important to game elements. Like, but nah. Let's go play our slice of life shovelware moe blob game. And it's like, oh, okay.
And that's cool. And if you like those games, I'm not gonna say fuck you for not sticking with KOF because I wouldn't want to do that if I wouldn't want somebody doing that to me. Like Under Night In-Birth just came out, and I honestly want to play that game. And I hate French bread games.
Really?
I actually do not like French bread games one bit. I think they are overblown, mashers. Overblown, they're mashers. But this game was kind of good. No, fuck you, Reiki. How the hell could you almost lose to JD?
Rage of the Dragons anime for Mexicans? Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, that's true. Rage of the Dragons is definitely anime to Mexicans.
Oh, totally. But...
Oh, what the hell? I'm sorry, I just got an email. Someone wants to buy my YouTube account.
What?
Really?
Yeah. That's what it says. I don't know. This is
$80,000.
So-and-so, I'll buy your account! Exclamation point. And then question. So I'm pretty sure it's spam. I'm going to reply to him saying that he has to buy it with dirty underwear. So that goes.
Female dirty underwear?
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, someone hopes.
No, that or Hanzo dirty underwear.
You've been a bad boy.
Let's not do this.
We'll not do this right now. Like Hellpockets and I can actually go on with shit like this for a long time. So yeah, Seasons Beatings should be good for KOF. I don't think it's going to be as amazing as people are saying it's going to be, mainly due to the fact that King of Fighters has been on downward spiral since Evo. This could breathe some more life back into King of Fighters. Or back into the KOF scene at least, but there's no guarantee, of course. Like many people believe that after Evo, KOF was just going to be completely dead, or KOF was going to be the new big game, and it's still like KOF died off from where it was like 6 months ago, and now people are complaining about it. And it's fine. People will complain. Most people won't do anything about it. What is it?
Honestly, I want them to complain about it. I want people to be upset that it's not where it should be or where they believe it should be, because that at least lets me know that some people were serious about it versus like being on its nuts for like the month of Evo.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like right now, like we said, we've been saying plenty of times over the weeks that Persona stole a lot of the KOF heads, and
it's starting to lose
a lot. What's that?
It's starting to lose some of them, actually. Like, Persona's actually dropping off a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like, the guys who got into Persona, like, they dropped KOF for Persona, or they were playing both. They either dropped both, or they just dropped Persona. And now Tekken Tag's out, and a lot of people are getting into Tekken Tag. And so far, I mean, we knew this was going to happen, but, like, okay, the top two games are Street Fighter and Marvel.
Right.
The third game has always been up for grabs, and I don't know why the King of Fighters community has always insisted we're the third game. Yeah, I've never seen it that way. As much as I wanted it to be, it's not it. Like, I knew for a fact when Tekken Tag 2 came out, Tekken Tag 2 would be the game.
Oh, hell yeah.
Right after those.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, no matter how dumb you are, no matter how delusional you are, you have to accept that fact. And right now, it seems like it. You look at tournament entries for Tekken Tag 2, it's just like when Tekken Tag 1 came out. You have people from the Street Fighter scene, the KOF scene, the Marvel scene, the Guilty Gear scene. You have people from every single scene playing this game. And this is good. One game that can bring everyone together is great. It doesn't matter what game that is. Even if it's freaking like Dead or Alive 5. Like, I'm not bashing the game. I don't know the game at all. Like DOA 5, that is. But if a game can bring players from different communities together and have them play this one game without like complaining and whining, that's good. And that's what Tekken Tag 1 did. And Tekken Tag 2 seems to be doing the same thing.
Well, KOF also did that.
No, KOF actually didn't do that, though. KOF brought a few big names from different scenes. But for the most part, people still hated the game.
See, that's what I don't understand. Like, do people actually hate the game, or do they just like, I can't play it. It's too fucking hard. It's
a mix. Like, a lot of the old school players who grew up on Capcom games, like hellpockets, you might know this.
Yeah.
Walkman, you're too young. Back in the day, Capcom SNK players hated each other.
Oh yeah, I know about that.
The people who played Street Fighter hated Fatal Fury, KOF Samurai Showdown. The people who played Fatal Fury Samurai Showdown, KOF hated Street Fighter and all that stuff. So the grudge pretty much stuck with many people as they grew older.
But that shit was so retarded, though. Yeah.
Yeah, it is so retarded. But the fact is, I talk to a lot of the people today, and they still, SNK is garbage. Why is SNK garbage? They've always been garbage. I remember when I used to go to the arcade, and I used to play Street Fighter. Look next to me, and I see some game where like two people are beating on the computer. That was so cheap. And that's in reference to Fatal Fury 1. and I'm like, what the hell? Like, what's so wrong with that? And then it became a graphics thing. Then it's like, the game's broken. It's just unimaginative. It just looks like ass. And just a bunch of different reasons. But for the most part, they just hate it because of that grudge from like 20 years ago.
Well, I think it was also that, and they felt like, hey, this game might take away some people who might give me money. You know, like it takes away business. It takes away, like, you know, like say you play a certain game, and the more people that play that game, the more opportunities you have to hustle somebody. Because that's what it was about back then. It's like, how many guys could you have to hustle at this arcade?
Yeah,
and when another fighting game came out that people more than 6 people wanted to play, you'd be like, crap, that's taken out of my fucking money hole. That's my pool.
Yeah. Well, now it's kind of that way still, like where people don't want others branching out. But for the most part, these days, when someone branches out, they eventually go back to where they started. Like, they go back to their quote-unquote roots, and pretty much everyone's roots is either, in this day and age at least, everyone's roots is Street Fighter 4 or Marvel.
Yeah.
And, I mean, people don't agree with me, but that's, like, pretty much every 09er, as they call them.
Oh, yeah, every 09er, Street Fighter 4 or Marvel 3, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what they all go back to. Like, some tried KOF, some tried Persona. Some tried BlazBlue, and they all end up going back to whatever.
Some will try Tekken Tag 2 and be very upset when that shit is hard as hell.
Yeah, what's going on? I know the combos, but I can't do nothing.
More or less.
Good. But I forgot to mention this. I wanted to mention it last week, I think it was, or whenever it was. No, yeah, it was this week. Family Fun Arcade and Super Arcade are actually, or not Super Arcade, Family Fun Arcade and Japan Arcade are going to be closing down at the end of the year. For those who don't know, Family Fun Arcade has been around for like 35 to 40 years now. And I don't know how long Japan Arcade's been around for, but what is it? The owner was diagnosed with cancer sometime last year, and he actually, for those who don't know, he actually owns Super Arcade as well, but that should be going to Watson. So Super Arcade is going to stay alive, but Japan Arcade and Family Fun Arcade are going to be going down. And for those who don't know, Family Fun Arcade, that's been possibly overall the biggest arcade in SoCal. Like from the Street Fighter era till now, like when the original Street Fighter boom hit, because it was huge when Street Fighter came out. Like I would go to Super Arcade and I would go to Southern Hills, and or I'm sorry, not Super Arcade. I'd go to Family Fun and I'd go to Southern Hills, and Family Fun generally had more people there. The competition at Southern Hills was overall better, but Family Fun always had more people. And when Southern Hills closed, everyone just flocked back to Family Fun. Or they didn't flock back to Family Fun, they just started going to Family Fun. Arcade Infinity opened in like 2000, 2001, but it was never as big as Family Fun. It did bring in people because Arcade Infinity would always import the latest like Japanese games, but for the most part, people would go back to Family Fun, and Family Fun's actually where I started. I've been going to Family Fun for 25 years now, and I mean, like my dad used to sit me on his lap, and we would play shit like pinball. We'd play like random arcade games, and I loved it. And I'm bummed out that it's closing. Like, not only that, like Ralph was always good to me and my parents. So like it hit them kind of hard too when I told them what's going on. I'm sorry.
No, keep going, man. This is good.
Okay. Yeah, so it's a real bummer because a lot of people I know I met through Family Fun, and it sucks. But like, of course, the worst thing is what's happening to Ralph. Like, I know he and his family and Ralph, by the way, is the owner of Family Fun, Japan Arcade, and Super Arcade. I don't know how long he's had the cancer for. I don't know what stage it's in. I don't know all the details, but I know he and his family are gonna be going through some hard times in a bit, if they aren't already going through them now, because keeping 3 arcades open, and it's very likely that these 3 arcades aren't even making any money, because it's hard to, it's nearly impossible to make money on an arcade these days. I'm pretty sure he was losing a lot of money on all the arcades, so that's my guess on why they're closing it, just because he's just throwing money at it for no reason. Now he needs it for his treatment. So they're actually Mike Watson is actually working on a fundraiser for Ralph. It's going to be a 24-hour stream. I don't know details on that yet either. I'm going to talk to Watson about it because I do want to be a part of it, mainly because of all my life was pretty much at Family Fun. That was my second home. I lived right across the street from there at one point for several years, and I would go day in, day out. And even though I was the kid that went there that like everyone tried picking on, I did like rise up in the ranks, I guess you could say, and I would like beat people. I got good at a lot of things there. That's where I learned how to hold tournaments. That's why I won my first tournament. That's where I got into my first arcade fight. That was the first arcade I got kicked out of. Mind you, I've been kicked out of Family Fun several times. I've been kicked out of Family Fun several times by Ralph, by Tim, mainly by Tim. Tim kicked me out several times. But yeah, and then as I got older, I started doing more stuff for the scene, as many people know. Like, if you've been around the scene for at least a decade, you know what I've done. With Family Fun, I actually worked it out with Ralph to where we can hold a couple SNK debuts there. So, like, the first people to actually play a couple SNK games got to play at a Family Fun. And I know that's not anything special, considering Southern Hills Golfland used to have, like, not beta builds, but early builds of Capcom games there. But it was nice to have it at Family Fun, because that was, like, my arcade. And it still is my arcade. Like, I would go there over most other places. And Golfland is the old mecca. I still think that there's nothing was ever close to being Golfland on what it did for the scene overall. but Family Fun definitely is like way up there. Like I hear things about what was it? Not Starbase, Star. Oh, I forgot the name of it. It was an arcade in Houston.
Oh.
Starcade, I think.
Yeah. Something like
Or either that, or it was Starcade, or that's a WCW event. One or the other.
Starcade.
Yeah, it was an old arcade in Houston ran by Ramna, and that's where Texas Showdown was originally held. Then there's also Chinatown Fair, and yeah, those were the main, like, the big arcades around the country. But Family Fun to me has always been like the only arcade that mattered, and it drives me nuts that it's closing down. I hate what's happening to Ralph, and it's of course it's bad for the scene. But one thing I want to mention, I talked to several people about this, including a few arcade operators. One of the reasons arcades are closing down is people don't go there. People don't support it, and even if they do go there, they don't give any money. Like, for instance, Family Fun is right across, or not across the street, but I can walk like 30 seconds and I'll get to a gas station. Okay, that gas station has everything Family Fun has, but cheaper. Like the drinks, the food, all that stuff. One of the problems with arcades these days is it's become a trendy place to hang out more so than play games. And I think Super Arcade is the main place that people do that in. Because ever since Watson took it over, everyone's like, I just got to go to Super Arcade because it's cool. And I see like people go in there, they stand around, they don't do shit. And I do that at times too. But anytime I go to Super Arcade, I make sure to or anytime I go to any arcade, I always dump in at least $5 into the machine. And then I go and get my ass kicked in some random game. Oh shit, hold on. My headphones just popped out. Yeah, so like I know people do it at Southtown Arcade. The owner of Southtown Arcade was telling me about that. People do it all the time at Family Fun. You can see Tim, if you follow the Family Fun account, you see Tim complaining about it, saying he needs to charge people for sitting on his chairs.
Damn.
What else? I don't know much about Japan Arcade, to be honest with you. But the owner of Southtown Arcade made a great point. If all these people that just go there to hang out, loiter, do nothing, just put $1 into the coin machine, or all of them just buy a drink or do something, it helps out. Because every little thing you do, like any little coin you give them, helps out. No, Southtown Arcade's not in trouble. I was talking to him about this. Is he still in chat? So he can clarify that nothing is going down. Yeah, he's still in here. I don't know if he's paying attention. He probably heard my voice. Is like, this idiot. Then he. So yeah, it's like everyone complains about how arcades are dying and all this stuff, and it's the KOF guys do the same thing. And I can tell you this much: the majority of KOF guys I know, I don't go to the run back much myself, but every time I do go, all they really do is play KOF. There's a small group that will dabble in Third Strike a bit, and there's some people who will mess with Street Fighter 4, but that's about it. Most of the guys just go there, play KOF, go outside, talk. And same thing with the new Marvel kids; they do the same thing. I went on a Wednesday night. I remember going on to Wednesday night fights twice. Once with my buddy Pete when he and I were filming his documentary. And everyone that was playing Street Fighter 4, they weren't even on the machines practicing. They just went for Street Fighter 4. Console combat. People go to Super Arcade, and the fee is $10. $5 for the tournament, $5 for Super. I believe all the money goes to Super Arcade. Okay, and I'm sure Southtown Arcade does the same thing. That seems to be the standard, 5 and 5. I personally feel that venue fee should be raised overall, considering how much time people are spending there and how much money the arcade is not making. But it can't be helped. Like a lot of the gamers are broke. It's a pain in the ass for some people to get there, and yeah, it's pretty shitty.
Man, it's a sad state of affairs.
Yeah, when Knock and I go to the run, it's rare that he and I are at the run back together. but when we go to the run back together, like last time, each of us dumped a total of $20 into the coin machine, and we just sat there and played ST. While everyone we went there for KOF, but we were playing ST, and like that's the thing. Like he and I will go to whatever arcade and we'll play. We'll just dump quarters in. It's dumb on our part. Yeah, we're wasting money, but we're having fun. And that's the whole point of going to a goddamn arcade, to have fun, not to be cool, be hip, be a douchebag. I mean, some people are already natural douchebags. Natural douchebags. But like people, if they want to, like if you guys really do want to keep the arcades open, spend more money at the arcades. If they have like a snack bar, buy stuff from their snack bar. If they have, like, if you just go there to hang out, just put $1 in the machine and then give the coins out to people. Like, just do whatever. Like, if they take tokens, just give the tokens to people. Just do something. Don't just go there and go, oh, you know, I'm in Mike Watson's arcade. This place is pretty cool because, you know, it's got Super Turbo Legend. He used to play with Tomo and Schaefer. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. I'm not joking. That's what people do. Like, I'll listen to people outside. And, oh, I came here just because of Watson. I heard how tight he is. He's cool. He's a legend. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, cool. What do you play? Oh, well, I used to play Street Fighter 4. I'm like, oh, go play some. I'll play you. Like, you guys know I don't play Street Fighter 4. Shit, I don't really play anything anymore. But if someone says they play something and they want to play, I'll play it with them. As long as it's not one of those stupid dance rhythm games, which is why I love Southtown Arcade. They have none of that.
You gotta talk to Jose about that shit, man.
No, Jose. I don't want those rhythm games near me. I hate those things. That's what I hated about Arcade Infinity. All the rhythm games were loud as shit, and they surrounded the KOF setup. I hated that. Again, not stabbing the dead Arcade Infinity, but I complained about that when I was there. And the rhythm games generally do make the most money, and that's true. But I hate them.
Yeah.
Harrison, I will never go to Starbase then. Thanks for the tip. Okay, but let's.
Yeah. Oh, so like, yeah, you did mention that you know, people are complaining about KOF scene, you know, dying out just like the arcades are, more or less. And we actually have a guest on tonight, former co-host of the Crack House, Jay New and Vidon. You there?
Hello.
Hey.
Yep. Speaking of, you know, natural douchebags.
Exactly.
Hey, one of our people. Hell yeah, I like you already.
He survived the plane crash.
I just want to say I was moved by Gibby's speech on the dying arcade scene and how he feels about Family Fun Arcade. And, you know, as someone who's kind of older, you know, I'm 30 years old, I really feel that because I grew up in arcades. And, you know, I spent a lot of my time at Stockton Golfland, which is now defunct. And it's just sad to see, you know. I also do agree, you know, it's obviously, yeah, you want arcades to stay alive, spend money, but I think it's also on the responsibility of arcade owners to find another way to monetize. Because you can't just throw games in a building and say, give us money because this is going to work here where it failed everywhere else. You got to find different ways to monetize.
That's true.
You know, and honestly, like, being a former business owner, I know that it's pretty easy to get It's not easy to get a liquor license, but it's pretty easy to get a beer and wine license.
I like where you're going with this.
And just having that, just being able to just like buy a Coors Light while you sit down and play KOF would be a huge thing. Just, you know, something to think about.
Hey, I'm not hating on that idea at all.
Well, see, I agree with that. The only issue I can see with that is people actually getting carded, because a lot of some of the people that work at the arcades aren't very responsible, and they don't really pay attention to small details. Like, oh, you want this? Okay, here, you take it. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure they would, like let's say Super Arcade, Watts would force his employees to actually check IDs before selling, stuff like that. But the other issue is, I don't think they want drunks beating up on their machines and getting rowdy in the arcades.
Yeah,
I do see the issues with that, but you know, you gotta understand too that in today's economy, you gotta go the extra mile to make that money.
Yeah.
And if going the extra mile means checking an ID, having to do a little more damage control, dealing with a couple of drunks, but then your business is successful, I think it's worth it. it sucks, but you know the business models have to evolve.
It's actual work, right?
Yeah, it's work. Now, I mean, I'm not saying anything about how Southtown should be run or how Starbase should be run, because obviously they're both still open, and maybe something's working. I don't know, but
it's that bar next door.
Yeah, bar next door. Hey,
don't you put weed in the machine? Oh, yeah,
Okay.
20 blazes.
Speaking of that, Family Fun actually has medicinal marijuana.
Wait, what?
Shop next door.
Oh, I was.
What do you mean?
Not,
What?
Not inside Family. It doesn't have a vending machine where he's like, oh, I want the Skywalker one, A1. No, you can't do that. You have to actually have to go next door and
Be genius, man.
Get Cracker Jacks all day, won't you help out?
Yo, Cracker Jacks.
Cracker Jacks.
Oh, but like I don't want to be rude to our guests. You actually wanted to talk about something when you came on, other than like
I did. Sorry.
Something you're very excited about.
So, I'm speaking mostly in terms of NorCal. I'm not. So there's like literally like maybe 4 regular KOF players, right? Does that sound right?
Yeah, that's just about right.
Yeah.
Regular ones at least.
Right. I was thinking, like, why don't you guys have if you said yourself, if you had a competition, basically you guys would consist of the top 4.
Right.
So why don't you guys have a competition where instead of you guys competing against each other, you guys train up other players to compete against each other, like kind of like Ultimate Fighter.
Oh.
Or Ultimate King of Fighter. Boom.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, think about it. Like, you pick 2 players from different gaming backgrounds, like, be it SF4, Marvel, and, hellpockets, you get a couple guys, BBZ gets a couple guys, Jose, Pixel.
See, there's a problem with this, though, because then, like, we're going to need, like, a translator for this shit and everything.
I think that most things you need to know can be demonstrated just visually.
That's true, too.
I've spoken to all you guys. I can understand you guys just fine.
Well, you can, but, some of these guys are just looking at Jose like, what the fuck is he talking about?
I understand everything Jose says. He speaks the language of fighting games. That's all I need to know.
I can understand everything everyone says, but that comes from having both a primarily Japanese and Spanish-speaking grandmothers on both sides.
This is the FGC. We're mostly comprised of minorities anyways.
Yeah. But we're all American, baby.
But no, I get that, and I think that's a great idea, and like that's something similar to what I was thinking of doing. Like, I really want to have like one of these, like not necessarily an event, but like something that gives incentive to people to start playing the game again, because I know they want to, but they just see like this ceiling that they can never reach, so they're just like, fuck it, gonna go with a totally new game so that maybe I can keep in step with everybody else rather than trying to play catch up.
Yeah, I mean, if we could find someone, or maybe like a group of people to sort of somehow incentivize this, and just basically like whoever ends up winning this competition splits it with their trainer, and then that's the winner. So like, if I'm under Team Hellpockets and I end up winning the tournament, me and Hellpockets get money, then that might be something that's hype,
It's true. Some people would be like, willing to play for. They're always willing to play for money, man.
Oh yeah, of course, man. This is the FGC. We're all about the cash.
Most of us. I personally do everything for free, so I don't know what the hell's wrong with me.
But like competition, I think that a lot of the players in NorCal are experienced at other games to the point where, like, I feel like if I sat you down in front of SF4 and spent like a couple weeks a month with you, you'd be about as good as any like pretty good player.
Right.
Just like, I honestly feel that I could catch up with the proper guidance in KOF if I just tried, because I have experience in other games.
And you just need that. No, that's exactly what I've been like pushing at. Is like, you have those instincts and fundamentals from previous games, and they're all gonna work the same no matter what. There's only I guess a few games in history where like some shit was literally so wacky that it didn't transfer over to other games. But for the most part, like every game runs on the same basic engine, and so you should understand, like maybe the speed is different, maybe the jump gravity is different or something like that, but for the most part it's all the same, and you should be able to recognize that, and you should know what you have to do in these situations, barring any like outlier like special moves and whatnot.
Right. I mean, I know what a reversal is. I know that it's godlike in SF4, maybe not so much in KOF.
Exactly.
I know what combos are. I know what footsies are. So it's just a matter of changing my priorities into a different fighting game.
Exactly, and and so going in it like that, you would probably be on a higher level than most people who've been playing it a year straight without getting that. Is all I'm saying. You'd probably you might beat me and the rest of the guys. I can't say for sure because the few people
can.
that no oh
I can't. I'll body you kids.
No, see, like the few people I have played that do have fundamentals from previous fighting games take to this game so well, and like really the only thing that frustrates them about it is that they pick hard characters, like
Yeah.
like Rodrigo's like that, where he's so good at the game, but he picks like the hardest fucking character, and he gets hella frustrated. He's like, "Fuck this game, fucking Elizabeth."
But I also think that it's good if you guys were to specifically look for players of different backgrounds. It's also a way of the biggest issue we have is people of smaller gaming communities are kind of always against each other. Like we're always ragging on Persona and blah blah, and it's like, oh, Marvel's scrubby. But I think that if you took a player with a Marvel background and applied it to certain characters in KOF, that he would excel. And same thing with SF4. I think Daimon's a great SF4.
Oh yes, definitely.
Character. So, I just think it'd be an interesting competition if you guys focused more on like kind of raising a new crop as opposed to just, hey, let's have a tournament. You guys are going to basically be competing for 5th, and we're amongst us. We're going to win money.
Well,
I don't want to do that.
Well, remember what I said I'd like to do is like present an environment like not so much like where we're playing for money, but like where people don't have to feel like they're losing money just to learn this game,
Right.
Like in tournaments, people were just like, I don't want to enter because I'm gonna get beat, and then I'm gonna lose $10, and people are gonna call me Frey, and I don't want that, Like, and then you kind of feel them on that because you're just like, I don't really play this game, and on top of that, somebody like Roger Dodger's just gonna cuss me out on stream. Like, what the hell am I playing this game for?
And then, as far as and I think that's a great way to promote diversity, obviously, and then bringing more people in, more diversity, great. I also think that one thing that the KOF scene kind of lacks now. Do you guys do any sort of like exercises as far as play kind of like, for instance, in SF4, what I do is I'll play matches where I just walk forward and I will not block, like just to practice evading as opposed to blocking.
I'm gonna answer this really quick. That's how every KOF player plays KOF.
Okay. Well, I know you guys block sometimes. Or have you ever, played where you just kind of lock a certain group strengthen other areas of your game?
I wouldn't say that that's something that everybody. I'm sure somebody does that. I'm sure some people just have these exercises that they perform either during a match or outside of a match that just gets them used to using that in a certain situation. But for the most part, it's not something we try to do.
Right.
I think I don't think it could hurt. I think it could definitely be beneficial to people if they get used to movement and getting out of situations without spending meter and performing wake up reversals and shit.
Yeah.
So I mean that's something I could benefit from because like as a Joe player I don't really know what the fuck to do when I'm cornered. Not really much you can, just block, I guess.
Yeah, and then the last thing for me is I totally agree with Harrison when he says that you guys should play FT10s, 5s, because that's where you learn the most out of your matchups.
Yeah, that's something like we've actually talked about in the past. Like there needs to be either like more rivalries or
just people doing personal matches more so than tournaments. The thing is, a lot of people either don't have the time or they're just not interested. They say like, what do I get out of it? That's one of the issues. Like a lot of the KOF guys, they don't put as much time into the game as say the Marvel or Street Fighter people. Like for instance, I'll use Hanzo Gonzo as an example. He is on his ass every day, like in training mode in Marvel, like playing the crap out of this game. I cannot think of one person in the KOF scene that does that. Like people will claim they do it, but they don't do that. Because like for instance, Hanzo Gonzo, he's got proof. He's always on there. Like he'll shoot a tweet out here and there or whatever, but he's always home playing the game. The KOF guys, they'll say they do it, but they're like they say, "Oh, I'm in training mode all the time," but then in reality, it's like, "Oh, I'm out with my friends," or "Oh, I'm just here at the place watching people play." or I'm like coaching people, and coaching people's good. Like what we have right now, we have Laban in chat. I personally feel that he can improve all in NorCal, like just with his knowledge and like he can bring something new to the table. I would think that the best overall thing to do would have like seriously have a Laban Kumite. Everyone play him first attempt, see how it goes.
Oh, Laban, what, 5th at NCR?
He got 5th at SCR and like
NCR.
NCR, and he went to Evo, and he didn't do too well at Evo, but he didn't really play much from Evo till the Southtown Arcade he went to prior to Aftershock.
Yeah.
Plus he made that a
kinda
school
sorta
still.
destroyed everyone at Southtown.
Hey!
No, like seriously. Okay, look, he played super. Like he played 98. Just he played straight 98. He didn't do any 13 special crap. Okay, he just played you guys like 98, and he destroyed all of you. Laban wants to get in the call.
Watch my videos. Laban wants in the call?
Yeah, I'm fine with Laban getting it.
All right, that's on Anthony because he probably has him on his list.
Yeah, I'm
He's
looking
on my
for him right
list,
now.
All right. 2 special guests. Surprise, everyone!
Yeah, call him up. So introducing Rafael Laban Ramos.
What up?
Is he even here? Oh, there he
There
is.
he is.
Oh God, I keep on saying I'll be on the show, but I end up doing something else. So what's good, guys?
Just like KOF players in training mode.
Oh, baby.
So LeBron, I know that talking to you a lot of the time, you've always been an advocate for someone who you don't care that much about winning, but more or less you just want good games. And in the event that you went to NorCal, you just want to train people up and teach them, right?
If I went to NorCal,
Well, you know, if you lived close
I
to the
know.
area.
yeah, I want to train everybody up. Then after training everybody up, I'll go off on the side, be like, "Hey guys, want to play 2002 UN with me?" Then I'll just sit in the corner alone and cry. So
Where do you live?
Modesto.
Oh my God, Motown. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
where I'm currently
so-
stationed as well, so.
You guys remember that last time I went to STA, right? I just happened to be in the area, so I could take the test to become a library clerk in the Alameda County area. Well, I passed that shit, so I'll be having my interview on the 4th of October, so wish me luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, hopefully you
Thanks.
get that.
If he gets that, NorCal King of Fighters will sing a song of your power. And
I'm
you'll be
getting
able-
a job as a library clerk.
Well, because you'll be there more often, which would be nice for everyone, including yourself.
Wait, so where would you be if you pass all this?
Well, I'll be living in South Hayward.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you gotta get out of Modesto. I lived there for a while and I hate it. I'm sorry.
It's so nice
I-
out here. We have boomers
really
still with
don't
that
care
broken
about
CVs
having
too,
nothing here.
Kev.
It's just I want a scene, and there's just no scene. That's the only problem for me. Otherwise, Modesto's all right.
I mean,
Yeah.
the only thing Modesto has that I like is X-Fest. And other than that, it's hot as shit out there. There's lots of carjacking. There's lots of meth, which you can take that as good or bad, depending on what you do.
Apparently, we have worse pollution than LA as well.
Yeah, but that's how it goes. So back on topic. Like I just got in when you were talking about like KOF training, and it's like, wow, I have actually something to talk about for once. But, yeah. Like for me, when I'm in training mode, or at least back when I was still learning how to play 98, all I do is I just put on all block for the CPU, and I just practice like doing block strings. I'm always mixing up what I'm doing, so I just won't get complacent doing the same damn string over and over again. Because that means you'll be guard rolled or a guard CD like for free. Another thing that I do is not only just try to rush down the CPU while they're blocking, but whatever I'm doing, after I'm done with my momentum, I try to stop and try to pretend if they would try to counter approach, like if they want to hop forward or jump forward, maybe neutral hop or something. So I try to respace and try to like shadow box of where the opponent might want to go or might want to press something at a particular time. And yeah, that's what I've been saying on the last time I was commentating at STA. Like a lot of people, even SoCal's guilty. Like a lot of people just all they do is like hop forward or jump forward. It's like pretty weak defense. Like people, they don't really neutral hop or neutral jump or back hop doing a horizontal normal to space people out. It's just people moving forward, just doing dumb things like J2C, then whips overhead, but whatever.
Yeah.
Like-
People definitely need to work on their defensive and neutral games.
But the thing is, this game, like I don't want to put it too much on notice, but just how damage proportions are, it's less emphasized than 98 or so, where doing individual hits do matter more. In 13, it's like, yeah, you could kind of neglect that part of the game, but it doesn't really matter because when you get that hit, you're going to be doing your damage. Then you just find some other way to build up meter again, like blocking a lot because that builds a lot of meter, or just like maybe do whatever contrived block string that also builds meter for you. And then you just wait out until like, you get your hit again, get opening. So proactively outspacing your opponent is not as, how should I say, focused upon. Unless you want to play like Kaoru and like force like 15 to 30 errors and like never get touched. But I'm not that kind of player. I like to put some gamble in my game. But this time it's like I can't even gamble because like the risk is not worth the reward. So I could literally just do nothing and just do nothing. Unless I'm EXER than Renoki. But
But yeah, definitely needs to be improvement and more people playing all over the board. This has been the problem for almost 20 years now with the King of Fighters scene.
Yeah, it was this just with the SNK scene in general. I wouldn't say for 20 years. I'd say ever since maybe 99, like shortly after KOF 98.
Well, this is like a good thing, like, because, like, Jay is part of a group of people who have been, like, actually recently picking up KOF 13 a little bit more seriously. Harrison, Hudaman, Doug at Starbase, and Jay, of course, of, like, they've been coming to Dragon Lounge every week, and, they've been part of the regular rotation on KOF, and they're not looking that bad.
That's a lie. I look terrible. they don't look that bad. I look terrible.
Hey, at least at the end of the day, you could probably still beat me.
I don't know about that. But like, it's good to see that because I think a lot of people are waiting to see if anybody else is getting in on this right now. Like, you heard Tyram and CJ are trying to get back in on it, and that'll probably bring Payne and Dark Talon back. Most likely. I don't know. Maybe because, like, Payne's actually talking about leaving Persona now because he's just like,
He says he's leaving Persona because he's not winning tournaments anymore.
I was gonna put him on blast for that.
That's the dumbest goddamn reason for leaving.
I wasn't gonna say that, but
I'm not. That's what he said though. That's the thing.
No, I get it.
Emphasize that. Okay, and that's the part. Like, that's dumb as shit. Okay, don't stop playing the game because you're not winning tournaments anymore. That's retarded.
Yeah, look at me.
You giving up because you're a loser.
Okay, well, if he goes back to KOF, that's a great thing.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I'm just pointing out his reasoning for leaving Persona is retarded.
Oh,
I don't like the game myself, but if he wants to leave it, cool. But that reason he's leaving the game is dumb as hell.
Okay. Well, that's fair. And so, like, I think, like, what, like, you guys in Starbase, with Starbase crew picking it up, like, more people see, like, hey, this game isn't impossible. I'm not going to be baller right now, but at least I can be competent.
Because these guys suck and they're playing it.
Yes! You're all free to me, but I enjoy watching you play my favorite game.
Laban, if you do get this job, you're going to be moving to the Bay Area, right?
Yeah.
Would you be able to go to Southtown more often?
Yeah. Like, I'll have a decent paycheck, and all I have to do is just, bike to the South Hayward BART, get shot 2 times, then get on the BART and go to the theater. Seriously, I'll be having to bike down to Tennyson, or through Tennyson. I don't want to bring my Acura Integra there. So, unless, like, when I drive to some other BART station, maybe Union City or something.
Well, you don't want to drive all the way down here. It's bullshit.
But would you be interested in doing like first attempts with people or some kind of Laban Kumite at Southtown?
Yeah, I just want to play people. That's it. That's how I play on GGPO. I just pick a random, just play for them for like 5 hours if they last that long or more.
We need to get you like a suit, and I got these stunner shades you should wear to advertise it. Laban's Kumite.
Literally, like. That's why, like, I'm so bad at tourneys. Like, I'm just so used to playing people for, like, how many hours and just figure them out after losing, like, 15 games in a row. Then after 15 games, then I body him, like, 30 games in a row after that. I'm just a slow learner.
Yeah, see, I get that. I do that. I think everybody benefits from that, though. I don't know anybody that's like, I'm gonna play this guy like once or twice and then download him and then completely wreck him. I mean, except for Shanghai versus Tokido, that's still up in the air, I think.
Well, that's what Vidant was saying earlier.
Yeah.
He was saying that like we need to focus more on first to tens and stuff like that.
Right.
And that we all agree with that, obviously.
So, I mean, ain't nothing else to do it but to do it, you know, like, just, I mean, I want to have local tournaments as much as the next guy, but I don't think that's no longer the place for, you know, for learning anything. I mean, you can still learn stuff there, but yeah.
Like, that's why I kind of get sad when I go to SCA sometimes, especially the first few times I went. It's like, okay, I'm out of the tourney. I just want to play the game. Because, you know, I go about, like, how long. And there's, like, all the systems are used up.
feeling?
And, like, yeah, there's nobody to play. And I'm like, wow. The last few times were a bit better, but it's also because there's, like, not a lot of people. And also you weren't running, like... Because remember, I used to come during the time when you used to run, Street Fighter 4?
Oh, right, yeah.
So by the time, last time I came when it was just CBS2, it was on a separate thing. So, yeah, there was a chance to actually play casuals, which I liked. But, yeah, I just really want to come out and just, like, play people. That's it. For, like, hours at a time. In fact, that's the most irritating thing for me in tourneys. It's like, hey, like, I play my first game, then I lose, I'm in loser's bracket, then I just have to wait till, like, the end of loser's bracket before I play again. Then I finally get to play my second game, then I lose again. I'm like, wow, I'm not going to play for the rest of the day, too. So it's like, wow, I only got to play twice.
Yeah, I know, that's like a pain in the ass. Like, you don't really want to stop playing anything. You're kind of just like, because you feel like if you do, you're going to get cold, and then you're just, you know, like, fuck, whatever I learned today is out the window as soon as I leave the arcade.
Yeah, like, I just want to play people. I don't care about if I win or lose. I just want to play and learn. That's it.
Yeah.
And yeah, tournament environment doesn't really condone that. Unless you're good at, like, learning quick, then just not losing. But obviously that doesn't happen for everyone who plays in the tourney. So, yeah. So, yeah, when I get out there, just please, like, someone set something up. I'll just come out and I'll just play people. Be it first to 10 or just casuals. I just want to play. That's it.
Well, we got to wish you luck on that interview first. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not in the bag yet, but I'll just do my best.
Just take your hair, like, whip it around a bit. Flow through it and go, oh.
Oh, yeah, and the rule for the Kumite is every time you lose a match, we cut an inch off your hair.
Oh, boy.
That'd be amazing.
God.
I'd be too sad. No, I'll just lose 5 times on purpose, then just stop losing from there because I just need a trim. I don't want to pay. got too many split ends. But yeah, here's a picture from my photo bucket where I lost like 78 in a row. It's a guy who was like really annoying, and I think I played him for like.
Oh, look who he's playing!
I like how it finally disconnected, and look what it disconnected on. It's like, wow.
The thing I like about this is that you took a picture of yourself losing this many times. The way most people do it is they try to like debunk all this crap. Like, no, I actually won those matches. This isn't real.
Yeah,
people
like
take pictures of themselves winning with like, oh, I got a 2 streak. Oh my god. They do
you have to
stuff
be
like
the
that.
best.
I got a 2 streak on Gibby, man. Oh shit!
No, you have to be like baller, like this online player named Hokana, and just beat Sparkster 1 round in third strike, then disconnect and take a picture.
He did that to me.
Oh, that was you.
Yeah. I was playing him, I beat him, and then he plays me again, and then I beat him again, but then like he wins 1 round and he closes, he's like, look man, I beat you, man. It's like, you didn't even finish up the whole set. You just won 1 round.
That's good enough, man. You're Walkman.
This is who I am. Please.
This is as good as it's gonna get. You're SDR Walkman. Nah, I know how that feels, and it's hard to like, you know, want to keep playing the game after you see it happen.
Yeah.
Just gotta get back on the horse, man.
Hey man, I got you down to your last character, but I still went 0-2 in the tournament, and I didn't win a single match.
And you see, like at Vidon's level, that's a moral victory. He can go home and tell people that because he's like, hey, I almost got around on
yeah,
Gibby.
That's like week 1, week 2, like that's good. But like after that, it's a little shameful.
Yeah, you know, then nobody's gonna be like, you know, hey, like I was actually saying, and I felt bad for this because I was like, hey, I almost beat CMD Duck that second time. Like, wow, that was close. Fuck my life.
Hey man, there's nothing wrong with getting a victory and running away with it. They call that retiring as champion.
I didn't even get the victory though. I lost at the last second. I was just like, wow. And he actually got up and said, I almost lost. And I was like, yeah, right you did, motherfucker. Shit.
Oh, we forgot to read comments on.
Oh, fuck that. Let's do it right now. I don't care how long it takes. So
I'll bring it up right now.
So like,
Beyond LeBon, do you guys want to stick around for the comments or?
Sure.
You guys good?
Yeah, sure.
still got 3 minutes. So like, here's all right. I'm gonna introduce. Basically, this is how it went down. Like at Aftershock, I got paired up to fight. You know, CMD Duck very famously. You probably might have seen that. And of course, you know, some people don't know who CMD Duck is, and some people do. The people who don't know who CMD Duck is, they're just. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they don't watch the run back or something. Maybe these people just don't want. Yeah, you know who he is.
Yeah, he's the guy that body hellpockets.
Oh, fuck it.
There you go.
What?
A lot of people were telling me like, "Yo, Chris, you got this," and I'm like, "What?" Okay. And like, I really wanted to win that match. Like, I actually worked pretty hard to get ready to fight this guy. But this guy is actually, you know, and for some reason they won't give him his credit. I think he's A squad in SoCal. A lot of people were saying he's like forever B squad because he chokes too much and whatnot. I'm like, yeah, maybe against like fucking Bala and almost beats him for first place at the run back, but I'm sorry, he's not that good. Yeah, I don't know.
He's definitely. He's up there.
Yeah, like the guy. I'm not saying that excuses my loss. Like nothing really excuses my loss. I didn't play to the best of my abilities. I fucked up too many times, and I thought I should have had that last match, but I didn't. But to say that, you know, it's an upset that I lost to CMD Duck is just like, what the fuck?
No, I think it'd be the other way.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's one comment by what's this? Southern Pink Mage, I think his name's supposed to be. I can't read it, but he says, "Damn it, hellpockets, stop drinking before matches."
Hey, that's a fallacy. I wasn't even drunk. I hadn't drunk anything that entire day. Not even the day before. I wasn't even drunk.
Did you eat some Cracker Jacks?
I did not eat Cracker Jacks until late.
Next comment: hellpockets, please drink before your match.
I don't drink before matches anymore because it's just I know I'm not gonna do as well as I want to, and then I'm gonna be like, oh hey, at least I was drunk before I played. Then you know, it's not real.
I like to pepper spray myself before a match. Be like, yo man, like I couldn't see, my eyes were burning.
I maced myself.
One about Abe or metaphysics. Yo, SoCal guy said that NorCal is big-headed. Maybe. But SoCal is gigantic-headed.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, that's harsh.
Damn, dude, I did not see that one.
I like this one.
Can you even get hats?
This one's for you, Hellpockets. My God, Hellpockets, shut up! You're too loud.
I think that was my mom.
Keep it down.
Here's one for Sanchez. Dude, mustache guy commentator's hilarious. He should be on more videos.
Why is Alex commenting on his own videos?
That was from Crimson Wolf. Let's see.
It even sounds like a name he would use.
Can I make a suggestion for this segment?
What's up?
I think you guys should have some music. Just for the comments segment.
Just for the comment. This is like something we've never done before.
Yeah, this
really?
is our first time doing it because...
Oh, I thought you guys always did it at the end.
No, I always play Goodbye Asaka at the end, and that's what's playing right now. I have the 30-minute version of Goodbye Asaka playing in the background.
Oh, well, right. Well, yeah, I can't hear it because I'm...
Yeah, you're in the show.
Yeah.
Sure. Never mind, I'm stupid.
It's good. It's a good song. Don't worry about it, man. It's good.
We accept all constructive criticism. We're not scrubs.
Okay, here's another comment by the Fighter Boy 27. Hellpockets, you let me down.
Yeah, see, now this is how do I let anybody down by listening to CMD Duck? Like,
hey, you let me down.
I didn't let you down. It was your birthday. I was supposed to do it for you.
Here's a comment from SJ the MFZB. Decided to stop playing Team Low Tier. Hellpockets.
Alright, what is that shit? Why the hell would I stop playing that team? I mean, I might get some alts together, but for more or less...
Team Low Tier?
Like, that's not even Team Low Tier. That's like Team needs to work for a win tier. like, I'm sorry, but there's nothing bad about that team. It's just, you know, I have to figure out ways around other people's characters. And as much as I hate to admit it, Joe isn't unstoppable.
Yeah.
You know, it's like all those kids that got the silver medal to Michael Phelps, and their parents are just like, "We're so disappointed in you."
Yeah.
So terribly. Come on.
You're so terrible at swimming, letting Michael Phelps beat you. God, you're awful.
I would have beat him.
That kid looks like a pothead.
CMD Doug does look kind of a pothead.
Oh no, I wasn't saying that.
I know, but I'm just saying. I'm sure. Whoa, shots fired, man.
Hell Pocket slanders other King of Fighters players, other unknown King of Fighters players.
The guy's addicted to Cracker
Nobody knows
Jacks.
who Duck is.
Nobody knows who Duck is. We did this so that people would be more exposed to other players, and so that people could actually see that, hey, this guy Duck, he's pretty good. I wonder where he's like, you know, what's his history? And then they would find out that Duck is actually an OG player. You know, like, learn some fucking history, people.
Wait, isn't it a bit of history that Duck has never lost to anyone from NorCal?
Yes, and KOF13?
Well, I played him once, and I got hit by some Yori Cloud gimmick, then I died. And I think I played him 1 or 2 games, so yeah, that's true. If he hasn't played anybody else and lost.
Yeah, Doug was originally part of the team that would come up here and own us for free.
Yeah, how do people not know this after how many events Doug's been in, like, team tournaments?
I don't know, man. Like, he was the guy that beat me at the last SoCal versus NorCal 8-on-8 after I stomped Reynald. Duck got revenge. He got revenge not only for Reynald, but for 4-Leaf. So, yeah. Screw all that shit. What you got? Oh, you got another one?
Yeah, but before I get into this comment, Hell Pockets, you're stupid for arguing with these YouTube people.
I'm not arguing. Who the hell did I argue with? I'm just.
Okay, so here's one from our good friend Hanzo Gonzo. Dead game? Dead game. That's what it says.
Sad. Dying on the inside.
Yeah, come on, guys. We have to move on to O2EM. That's what Japan plays right now.
Nah, I'm just gonna move on to. Gosh, I don't know.
Under Night Invert.
That's right, Unibeat.
Senior footsies.
Yo, high five.
Unibeat. No, I'm gonna stick with KOF, and I don't really care what people talk shit, because, like, you know, I know that I can beat, like, more than 89% of them. It's just...
No, fuck it, Hell Pockets. Teach me Guilty Gear, dude, and that comes out.
Okay, yeah, sure. I gotta relearn it myself, but...
I think people got too much of that fighting game ADHD these days.
Yeah.
Nobody can really stick down on, like, one thing unless it's like Marvel.
If Capcom announces CVS3, I'm totally abandoning KOF. So you know.
I'm pretty sure it'll be KOF 14.
It won't be KOF. It'll be Street Fighter.
It'll be a game with like roll cancels and terrible hops.
Yeah. But what if they let SNK make it?
And launchers?
What if they let SNK make it though?
For the most part, CVS2 players have taken to KOF more so than other players. Like KOF 98 UM, CVS2 players here in SoCal love. Like when we put it in Family Fun, the players just ate it up. They dumped a ton of quarters.
Yeah, especially neutral game. Like from a lot of at least Acho videos I've been watching of CVS2. Like the neutral game, especially Sagat versus Sagat, is a lot like KOF with neutral hop, roundhouse, and jump back, medium kick, and fierce. Working like a KOF fierce. Like, it's really similar, so I could see why. It's just the hop offense isn't there, but I guess that's more than enough for CVS2 players to get into KOF. Me, personally, if I move out to the Bay Area, I want to pick up CVS2 if I can, and enter the CVS2 tourneys at STA. But,
oh, yeah. Dude, those are awesome. They're hard as fuck to win, but they're awesome.
If only we played more in the classic Modesto CVS days.
It's just, I don't have a stick right now for PS2, and yeah, you heard about the CVS2 for PSN, right? Like according to Hob, it has like input lag, and it's really noticeable. So I don't want to pick that up. But then, yeah, I can't use my pad, so I want to use stick, but I have no way to practice on stick yet until I go to SK. That's it.
All right.
Yeah, it's not a remake; it's a port.
Yeah.
A port of the PS2 version.
An impure port on top of that. But anyway, guys, I actually need to get going because it is time for me to get back to work and head to Dragon Lounge.
Yay!
It's a special night tonight, but I can't say why because she might be listening.
Oh, she's not doing that.
Oh, she's not? Well, happy birthday, Rose, when you get to finally catch up to this. But, signing off for KOFCAST Super Desperation Radio, I am hellpockets, dying a slow death.
Man, just going balder and balder by the day.
I'm Walkman, hopefully still trying to play King of Fighters one of these days. And then, of course, we have our two guests, Vidon and LeBron.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, guys. Yeah, follow them on Twitter. What is your Twitter anyway?
Let me go to Twitter so I can find out.
We don't have time for that.
Follow me on Twitter so I could stay in touch with my worm stories.
LeBon's Twitter is at LeBonRMR.
And Vidon's Twitter. Well, everybody already knows Vidon's Twitter too, because he's more famous than we are.
Yeah. Also, tell people to follow us. Apparently, we have very low followers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're actually going to be doing some giveaways to our people who follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. So be sure to do that. Spread the word.
Tell people to follow us on Twitch.
Yeah, and Twitch and YouTube, of course. But the giveaway is mainly for Twitter and Facebook. But follow us on Twitch so you can be updated on whenever we do this. Because in the future, we do plan on having some impromptu shows where we play some videos that we record ourselves and talk about it.
Excellent.
Should be good. Yeah.
They're not raffles.
Wait. Raffles?
We promise they're not raffles.
I'll raffle off a box of Cracker Jacks.
No, you won't.
And then go promptly to jail.
Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, man.
All right, everyone have a good night.
Peace.